Hey guys, I'm Simi and today's recipe is going to be, as the title suggests, it's a pizza. Yep, you got it right. All the pizza lovers out there, be excited to get to know this recipe and make it on your own. You're not going to have to be guilty about eating a unhealthy pizza, and pizza being the most popular recipe around the world, or at least that's what I believe as it is. So it had to be done on my channel, right? So let's just jump right in and go over the ingredients. First off, we need some wheat flour, some salt, an empty bowl, I'll come back to it right in a minute, some yeast, some warm water, some dried herbs, and some water to knead the dough. So first off, I've taken the warm water and I mixed in some sugar into it, and then as soon as the sugar dissolves into the warm water, I'm going to go ahead and take the yeast and dissolve that in the water as much as I can, or as best as I can. And then I'm going to go ahead and just cover up the bowl and set it aside for about 10 to 15 minutes, depending on, when it kind of bubbles up and shows that yes, it's good to be used. So it's been about 10 to 15 minutes, and I'm going to go ahead and prep the flour before I even pour the yeast mixture into it. What I'm doing is I'm pouring in about a little bit of herbs and some salt into it. I want to go ahead and flavor the dough itself, because we're not putting too much cheese on the top, so we are going to give the dough some flavor. Usually you can only put some salt in it if you don't want to put herbs in it, but I would suggest if you're making this version, and this one's with multigrain flour, so yeah, you definitely want to flavor the dough a little bit. So that's what I'm doing here. Give it a really good mix, and make sure that the herbs and the salt have been mixed in really well into the flour before you even drop in or pour in the yeast mixture. Sort of comes together in a dough. You don't have to make it a perfect dough at this point. It's not supposed to be a perfect dough at this point, especially because it's a multigrain flour dough. So you just want to remove it onto a surface and then continue kneading for about 15 minutes or even more if possible. So yes, you cannot skip the step, because this is a very crucial step in making good pizza. And yeah, if you want the dough to rise really well, you can't skip this step. So you go ahead and start bringing out your muscles, and or making muscles if you want to make muscles, and just go ahead and knead the dough for about 10 minimum, if possible 15, and if you can go more than that, even better. I mean, you don't have to go for an hour, but of course not, but yeah, at least try to go for about 12 to 15 minutes would be a good idea. So yeah, just go ahead and knead this dough as much as you can, and then I will show you the next step. So as you're kneading the dough, you realize that elasticity starts coming out, and you will feel that as you knead the dough, even though it does feel like, okay, what's going on? It's not coming together, especially in the picture or in the video. I know you're going to be like, what's going on with this dough? But trust me, you guys, I could feel the elasticity coming in, and it's going to take some more time. I'm not all done, and it's going to take some more time. And then eventually, after you see it's been about 12 to 15 minutes, and you feel like, yeah, I can feel the elasticity coming in through, then go ahead and take a couple drops of oil, and just it'll help the dough come together and not be as sticky. It will kind of be still sticky, which is a good sign, but it will be not as much sticky as before. So go ahead and wrap it up with a little bit of oil, and just give it a little bit of few more rolls, and it's ready to hit the bowl. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of oil to it, and it'll be much easier to bring it together. You can see it's already come together quite a bit, but then I'm going to put a little bit of oil to it and just give it another few rolls, and then I'm going to put it in a bowl and cover it up and keep it for at least an hour. Yes, that's right, at least an hour, in some sort of like a cool, dry place, or maybe more like a warmish place, kind of like maybe your oven is a good idea if you're in a cool area, or just keep it in your covered up with a kitchen towel for at least an hour. So if you keep it for like an hour, hour and a half, that's even better, but an hour is fine. So next, guys, just make sure that you oil your bowl, the bowl that you're gonna go ahead and keep the dough into, so that it doesn't stick too much to the bowl and it comes out easily. And also you will know when the dough is proofed up well, because it's gonna double in size, and as you poke a finger or punch it if you want to just kidding, as you just touch the dough and poke a finger into it, the dough will flatten out, all the air will come out, and you'll know that it's risen up really well, which is a great sign. That's how it's supposed to be. Then we will go in ahead and knead it for a little bit more of time, and just go ahead and shape it out into the pizza size that you want to shape it out into. So yeah, let's go over the next step now. So this is how your dough should look like after it's been proofed. It doubles in size, and it'll flatten out when you take it out. So next, what I'm doing is I'm gonna go ahead and just pour some flour onto my work surface, and I'm gonna put the dough onto the work surface and start working on it. And you can obviously shape it into whatever shape you want to, but I'm gonna make it into a hand-tossed pizza today. And I'm gonna just start working with my fingers and flattening it out and making it as round as possible as I can. So yeah. Actually stretching out your dough and forming it into the shape that you want to shape it into, you can actually shape it into triangle, square, not triangle, but a rectangle, square, or circle, and then you can just pretty much shape it into whichever one you want to. But I'm going to make it round today, and just make sure that you bring it to a certain point and then go ahead and put it on the pizza tray, because it'll be really hard to lift up a really heavy one or a really large pizza onto a pizza tray. You might end up poking a hole into it or something. As a beginner, it's always suggested to kind of make it into a round shape, a smaller round shape, and then transfer it over to your pizza tray or pizza stone, whichever one you have, and go ahead and spread it out as much as you want over that. So next, what I've done is I went ahead and brushed out the sides of the pizza dough with some oil. It's crucial to do that if you want to have a side which is crispy. You want to have crispy sides. And next, I'm going to go ahead and just pour in some of my marinara sauce that I have. I had some store-bought organic marinara sauce, or pizza sauce, sorry guys. And that's what I'm going to spread out. And yeah, just make sure you don't spread out too much, because you don't want the pizza to become too soggy. But yeah, so the next thing I'm doing is I'm putting out some cheese into it, or I'm pouring some cheese onto the pizza here. And you can put as much or as little as you like, of course, needless to say that. but since I'm making a healthier version, I'm gonna go lighter on the cheese. I'm not going too much on the cheese. And the next thing I'm gonna put is some arugula and tomatoes on it. And the final step, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drizzle some oil and some freshly cracked black pepper on it, and that's gonna give it a really great, the oil is gonna give it really nice flavor on for the toppings, and also the black pepper will give it a nice kick. It's totally optional, but it will give it a nice kick to it. And of course, don't forget to season your toppings with some salt, and you don't want to have bland toppings, so go ahead and don't forget to season it with some salt. So this pizza is ready to go in the oven for about 15 to 20 minutes at 425 degrees, and just until it's golden brown on the sides. So here it's golden brown on the sides, and I took it out of the oven, and I can't wait to dig in, of course. So I'm topping it with some dried mixed herbs. Yep, I didn't put it before, you don't want to do that. I'm gonna put it after, and the beauty of that is when you put mixed dried herbs on a freshly hot pizza, it brings out the aroma and the taste, and just the pizza becomes so delicious and so flavorful, and it smells so good when you put some dried mixed herbs on a freshly hot pizza right out of the oven. So here I just went ahead and cut up the pizza, and I'm gonna take a bite and show you how it looks. Of course, it was super delicious and super crunchy. So guys, I hope you really enjoyed this video, and I hope you give it a try, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.